the knowledge no matter what you do. Keep the knowledge.
This is who you are. This is who you really are.
Every day I wake up swear it's me versus me.
Peace to the gods on earth. Chance and opportunity. You know what time it is. Shit a video. Went out here for a long time doing this. Went live with the young boys today. A couple of youngins in the game. Trying to give them a better perspective, a greater perspective. You know what I'm saying? But you know, everything is you. You try to help them, but what can you do? You know, hard head make a soft behind. You know, but my only advice to anybody, no matter what you're doing in life, whatever you want to do, I don't care if it's you want to be a millionaire, you want to be great in life. Even if you talk to Warren Buffett, he's gonna tell you to seek mentorship. Anybody that's really successful at anything they do, you gotta seek mentorship. People that's doing what you've done, and surround yourself by people that's doing what you're doing or greater than you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta surround yourself with gurus and, you know what I'm saying, and people that can give you knowledge and stuff like that. Don't go out there by yourself, because you're gonna fuck up and make mistakes. You feel me? You're gonna fail. The universe gonna humble you. When you was born into this realm, you had a guardian. You feel me? Someone to teach you how to walk, until you how to eat, until you get on your own and you know what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just important when you come into the spiritual realm and spirituality that we understand how this works. Number one, we're living in a magnetic field called the universe, right? We call it the universe, or the quantum field of infinite possibility. And we are minds which are made from that actual fabric of the universe. And what happens is we tap into consciousness. We are consciousness. We tap into different levels of frequencies of consciousness. We would call the lower levels of consciousness the things that are material, things that don't have true value, things that are not based in the metaphysics or where actual physical things come from. Those would be low vibrational things that you could gain, like money, material things. You know what I'm saying? Things that money could buy, like, you know what I'm saying? These are lower frequencies, meaning that they don't take much of thought to attain or to talk about or to live upon. Like, when you think on these frequencies, they're easy things to, when you think high frequency, you're thinking about where the concept of this stuff comes from, the symbols and the things that, where do these things actually come from? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, we have to realize that each of our minds tap in to different information within this magnetic field. Now, the Most High is the most objective understanding about how things work in reality, as far as how the universe works or consciousness works itself, or where you located or where you come from. A lot of people will tell you, oh, we're not this body. When the truth is, you are the body. You're everything. You can't negate the body. The body is a reflection of the mind. You are your body. Your body is a figment of your imagination. Everything is mental. So if somebody says you're not this body, what they're trying to say is don't identify as just this body and everything this body needs. They don't know how to say it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So today I want to talk about how people are limited. People are limited by the debilitations within their chart. All of your demons are astrological. All they are is your if you get your chart read, if you go to tarot.com, you know what I'm saying, and you get your chart, your essential birth chart, what you'll realize is that all of your demons, all of your shortcomings. Let me tell you something about demons. Let me say something about this. No one is a demon. You can do no wrong. You are light. You are love. The only thing that we feel as demons are actually things that prevent us from actually acknowledging what we are. You are pure love. You are pure consciousness. You can do no wrong. The worst thing you ever thought in life, it doesn't matter, because you are love. This is what you're going to find out at the end of your life. That all of the things that you thought were fucked up, all the shit that you thought was fucking crazy, what you're gonna realize is that none of it meant anything. That you are complete love. You can do no wrong. And the person that does wrong is just sitting in the shadows. Now, your light, right? You're beaming this light. And sometimes the light can refract. This is why when you look at your birth chart, you'll see light. This is the light of your mind. It's bending in different ways. And this is how reflections work, right? If I'm looking in the mirror right here, right, and it's straight directly in the mirror, I'm gonna see a direct reflection of myself. But if I turn the camera this way and I'm right here, I'll see less of myself directly. The more I angle the reflection of myself, the light that I am, the less I can understand who I am, and it casts a shadow. These are called demons. This is when you see demons, and you see somebody a demon because they don't know what they truly are, and they act out in a way that says, I don't know what I am, because you are complete love. That's what you are. You can do no wrong, and all of the wrong is you just trapped in your own shadows of your own light. And once you figure out that you are love and you complete love, you're gonna forgive yourself. You're gonna realize, like, oh, all of my shortcomings, all of the evil in the world just came from misunderstanding? Yes, it's all based on misunderstanding. The only reason why you can't see that I'm you and you're me is because of the fact that the ego blocks it. The angles and perspectives block the fact that we are the same thing and we are all one. But that's the objective of life. God wanted to experience itself in many different versions of itself by creating angles of its own self so that it can talk to itself and experience itself subjectively. So what you have to understand is that you can do no wrong, and none of this shit matters. That's first things first. None of this shit matters. The worst thing in the world is not bad. It's nothing but an expression of misunderstanding what knowledge of self is, who you are. This is why the healing for everything is knowledge of self. Once you have knowledge of self, you realize, you can't do no wrong. All of your wrongdoings is literally a misunderstanding of your own identity of yourself. Facts. I am you and you are me. There is no separation. There is no separation. If you see something wrong with me, it's because I'm vibrating in a frequency that I don't understand myself. So when we see somebody doing something wrong, you're really supposed to give them knowledge of self so that they can see that they're loved. Like, truly, what we're supposed to do is be like, listen, you only reason why you acting like a bitch or a whore or acting like a fuck nigga is because you don't know who you are. We're supposed to give people understanding of knowledge of who they are, and that's supposed to heal them. Like, oh shit, I am love. I'm only acting out this way because of my debilitations in my chart, which are angles of my own mind bending in a certain way, creating shadows to myself and making life difficult for me. Period. That's it. You are complete love. The gig is up. You can't do no wrong. Pedophilia, all of the things that you see, the most terrible things that you see, is nothing but an expression of misunderstanding. And it's just misunderstanding. That's why love is understanding. Love is complete understanding of what you truly are. And this is why we teach knowledge of self through the 5 sciences, which is quantum physics, melanin, astrology, biology, and grounding. Because this way you can understand what you truly are. That's the key to this shit. The key to this shit is knowledge of self. Once you have knowledge of self, and you realize it's all good. It's all love. And this is why in New York we say, yo, it's all love, baby. It's all love. Because it really, truly is. No one, it says, he without sin cast the first stone. You can't, because everybody falls short of their own light and love. And if you're not teaching people what they truly are, then you're a part of the problem. Period. You feel me? For my people, I be cursing them out. I be saying all kind of shit, trolling them. You know what I'm saying? I be fucking with them because I love you. Because that's what you want. You want entertainment. But the truth is, I'm a spiritual guru, my nigga. I'm not a pimp. I'm not any of this shit. The truth is, I am a spiritual guru. I'm a reincarnation of what we know as Baba G. There's nothing in life you can't ask me, and I could teach you it. You have a Messiah. You have a messenger from Allah. That's who I am. So it's nothing in life that you can't learn through me. If you ask me a question, anything you would ask God, you would get on your knees and say, God, What does this mean? I can answer that question. Try me. Ask me any question that has to do with metaphysical, anything that you would ask God, spirituality, religion, anything you can ask. Just ask me, and I'm here to give you the answer. You have all the knowledge you need right here to guide you. I am your guide. I am your higher self. I'm your connection to what you're not allowed to connect to within your realm of existence, because it is made up in a way to block and disconnect you from what you truly are, to give you a false identity and a false ego, to not allow you to understand what you are. Ask me anything about life, anything, and I'll be able to answer it. Try me. Try me. Call in. Try me. If I'm wrong, if I'm not your Messiah, no matter what you've seen online, because those are tactics, those are all, but the gift that I came to give you is something way deeper than what you see online. If you want to know why I'm hated, it's because people hate themselves. And I troll these people. I troll you. I make you do the things that you're doing to expose to you what all the problems that we have. Self-hate. That is the common denominator. And the only self-hate comes from the fact that you can't see that I'm you and you're me. And you don't have the, you see, it says, why do you talk about the speck in your brother's eye and not talk about the plank in your own? Had you got rid of the plank in your own, it would be nothing to get rid of the little speck in your brother's eye. You see, the only thing that's wrong with us is misunderstanding. It's the way light bends in your mind astrologically. I can teach you your demons. They're all astrological. Anything that keeps you from understanding your God, I can teach you it. I can connect you to the source. Now, why is this important? Because everything you're fucking doing, it doesn't matter. It will give you an empty, it's a sense of emptiness. You never really truly be happy. You never really truly get what you want at all. You know why? Because at the end of the day, nothing else matters but connecting to the very source of what you are. Everything else is meaningless. There's nothing greater than knowledge of self and knowing who the hell you really are and connecting to the source of what you are. Anything else that you do, I don't care how much money you get, how many women, whatever you do, nothing else matters, will never succeed. You'll never truly be happy because you don't know who you are. And once you know who you are, and that's a process, because it's a painful process, because you've already been programmed to what you think you are. But you're greater than you think you are. I can show you who you are with facts. Not religion, not false senses. I can break down. I can do a PowerPoint. I've done hours and hours of PowerPoints, breaking it down objectively with science, proving that you are God, so that you can know your true identity, your true ego. And then coming back to your character that you play, right? Your ego as an individual, because without separation, there is no existence. You came here for the ego. Without your ego, you cannot exist. Existence is separation. Remember, outside of separation, there is nothing that exists. So for us to exist, God is, we're only one being. God broke itself up to many pieces to talk to itself until it was enlightened. And so we're enlightening each other. When you're talking about sun gazing, it doesn't do anything. We are the sun. If you want to be enlightened by the sun, talk to each other. We're networking, and that's why it's so important, this internet, to get on the internet and start networking and talking to each other. Social people are going to be more advanced. We're the same thing. We are the same thing. And the only thing that blocks you from seeing that is the angles of your mind. And I can show you that through astrology. So call in. Ask me any question you would ask God. Any question. I open. You want to see my magic? You want to see what's behind all the bullshit? Well, why this, why that, why him? You want to know why him? Because it's bigger than just, oh, he's a bad guy, he's this guy, he's that. That's not what it is. That's what they did to anybody that's real. When you seen Jesus, he was fleeing from here to there. When you look at Jesus in the Bible, Jesus was hated by his own people. His own people brought him to the government. The government wasn't worried about Jesus. It was his people that brought him up to the council and said, this nigga need to go. We need to kill this nigga. Why? Because he's against everything that we stand for. And he's teaching and poisoning the minds of our people and disrespecting our gods that were in the past. And everything that he's teaching is fucking foul. And guess what? Everybody hated him. If you were speaking any kind of truth, you would be fucking hated. They will hunt you down. Your own people would fucking hate you. This is the sign of the Christ consciousness. This is the sign of Messiah. Number one, people are gonna fucking hate you. You're gonna be fleeing from here to there. They're gonna be trying to bring up a case on you, bring up as many people as they can to bring up a case on you to crucify you and bury you. They're gonna bring you to Caesar. They're gonna bring you to the white man. They're gonna bring you to the government. They're trying to make a case on you. But see, this is the return of the Christ. No weapon formed. The weapon, they will be formed, but it will never prosper. This is how you know I'm the Messiah. Because I tap into my people. And how can I be a messenger? A Messiah is a messenger to a people, to God's people. If I don't be like you, if I can't tap into, get your attention. I can't get your attention just teaching. You're not there for teaching. You're there for entertainment. So I'm an entertaining motherfucker because I would have to be entertaining to slip this knowledge to you. To be your Messiah, to be your messenger, I would have to do this. Now, when they brought Jesus to the council, they said, we want this nigga dead. They brought Yahshua to the council. They said, we want this nigga dead. We want his head. And that's what they're doing right now with Sybil. Writing a book, trying to make up so they can bring it to the FBI, they can bring it to Caesar, they can bring it to the government to try to off me or put him behind bars or get him killed. This is what it is. It's a crucifixion. Now, all of you would say, if I was alive when Jesus... And there's another thing you need to know before I get into answering your calls. There's 200 plus stories of Jesus. You don't have the full stories of the Christ. So your depiction of the Christ was altered. Your programming of the Christ consciousness, is altered in the Bible. You don't know Christ conscious completely because they modified it. What you got as Christ was a white Jesus. Half the stories is going in the Bible of the real nigga shit that he did. That he was a real nigga. It's 200 stories. The Greek took only 4 gospels. Mark, Luke, John, and Matthew, and put it in the Bible as far as talking about Christ consciousness, the walk of Christ. It was 200 stories, 200 gospels, over 200 gospels of what happened when Jesus was alive. And they took the 4 that fit them, and all 4 of them are the same kind of versions of the story. But it's so much more stories of Jesus that you never got, that you never even understood to get a full depiction of what the Christ would be like. So when the Antichrist did this, so when the Christ did return, you wouldn't know what the Christ was if it smacks you in the face. Jesus has returned through me. I'm talking to you. I can answer all of your questions. I have all the solutions to your problems, and I'm a nigga just like you. Yes, I'm black. And you're going to tear me down because you're supposed to. That's been written. Who buried Jesus? Who buried Yahshua? You might not believe the story of Yahshua. But the thing is, you have to look at it. Who fucking wanted Jesus dead? Who brought Jesus? Was it his own people? Was it black people? We know that Jesus was black. And his own people brought him to the council. You don't know the story of Jesus because you don't read. Jesus was a thug. He was a nigga. I can show you in the Bible how Jesus was a thug. Jesus was cursing people out, using profanity. He was a thug. The nigga disrespected people, a lot of people. He got a lot of people up and riled. It was always talking about it. There was a lot of hate around his name because he was speaking truth. This is why you know your fake ass. This is why you know all of these teachers out here, they fake because they got too much love. If it was real, the people would hate them. They would not praise them because the Messiah would be telling you things you don't want to fucking hear. It would be going against what you already know. Shit that you don't already know, but bringing facts to you. Point blank, period. So what you need to understand is you don't have the proper depiction of the Christ. You think that Christ is this pure, righteous, and then you don't know what right is either. Because we have to break down what righteous is. You have to go into facts. And we don't look like the facts. We just go on what, we've been programmed subjectively because it's easy. We take the path of the least resistance, the easy path. We always take the easy path. So I'm going to open up the lines. If you're disrespectful, I'm just going to exit you out. And I'm going to open up and ask me anything you would ask God, and I will show you I'm the Christ. Now, when you talk about Jesus doing miracles, let me just say this before you open the lines up. It's all allegorical. Jesus never walked on water. It was a story. Peter seen Jesus walking on the water. When Peter seen Jesus walking on the water, he said, Jesus, if that's you, tell me and I'll come walking. It's not that Jesus really walked on water. The story is that when your mind is focused on the kingdom or truth or your path, don't take your eyes off because of distractions. There will be many distractions, and the waves represented. Once Peter knew he was walking on water, it's like when you're doing something amazing in life, you got your eye on the goal, and then you got all these distractions that come in, and you miss the point, and you start to sink. And this is the point of the whole story. Jesus didn't actually walk on water. He didn't raise nobody from the dead. He never healed any actual blind people. Blind meaning blind, not being able to see what you are. And these were allegorical stories, and then they depicted and marketed to you as if this was a real thing so that you could never truly understand Christ's consciousness. This was the Antichrist. They did this to you, and the truth is there. It has to be decoded. You can't throw away your Bible because the truth is actually there. But we don't use the Bible. We actually use 5 sciences to depict our knowledge. We're not Bible thumpers, but we know that you came from the Bible. And when I call myself the Messiah, the messenger of God, I have to break it down from you from that place so that you could understand that you've been lied to. The depiction of Jesus in your mind is the wrong image, and that's what's making you not understand that I am the Messiah in front of you. Now, today I'm going to be proving to you that I'm your Messiah. You could ask me any questions about life and consciousness. Any question that you would ask a spiritual guru, or you would ask anybody, I don't care. You know, black people, we don't have a guru. African American people, we don't have a guru. You go to the East, they're masters. You go to China, there's masters that people come to learn through. Enlightened ones that people, they have Buddhas, they have things like that. You don't have a Buddha. You don't have a Jesus. You don't have any of that. You don't have anybody to go to when you talk about spirituality. You have to do it on your own. And we are so confused. We think we go to the Ifa, we go over here. All that shit's been tainted. What you have right here in front of you is a guru that can help you through your problems, but it won't be easy. I have the answers to help you save yourself, because I'm your savior. I have all the knowledge right here. Now, if you are seriously seeking for help and you want to try me, and I will show you. I will show you today that I am your Messiah. Ask me anything you would ask God or Allah, and I guarantee you I will answer with perfection. Try me, and then you will see why I'm hated. I'm going to open up the lines. And then black people always say, I don't need help. I don't need a guru. That's because you're silly and you don't love yourself. You see, white people will travel to India, sit at the foot of Osho, and ask Osho to understand the universe. They will ask Osho, tell me, Osho, why do I feel? And they will go deep into the psyche to understand self. But black people are uninterested in self. We're projecting because we're sick. We've been tainted. Our minds have been broken. We've been taught to hate ourselves. So we're not going to listen to a guru at all. And then what you think of a guru is someone old, gray hair, old wise man, like, oh yeah, this is so you could know. You're looking at your Messiah. I am the return of the Christ. If you don't see me, then you will miss it. I've come here to collect the elite. If you don't believe me, ask me any question about the universe and I can give it to you. Any question, ask me. Now, will I have you praising me? Absolutely not. You can give me credit and say, yo, that's my enlightener, but I will never tell you that I'm God. I'm God. I am God, but you are God too. I'm not teaching you I'm God and worship me and get on the ground, and never would I ever tell you to do that. I'm going to get you to worship yourself. I'm going to get you to worship each other. I'm not going to tell you to worship me because I don't want you worshiping me. That would be I'm not your God. I am your guide. It's a difference. I'm your guide into self, deeply into self. You will not praise me. You will praise you. You will understand you. You can honor me. You can give me praise. You can even worship me and say, this is my nigga. Without him, this is myself. This is my higher self. He is a messenger. If you only knew who I was, you would carry me as your Buddha. But you don't know what Buddha is. Yes, you, black motherfucker, you, a nigga just like you, has come. Yes, a divine being just like you, talk just like you, curse just like you, not far from what you are. Broken just like you, can give you divine knowledge. Yes, complete understanding. Try me. Try me. I'm going to take a caller. Test me. Ask me anything that you would ask God on your knees. Ask me. And I guarantee you I can give you the answer. Outside of all the trolling and the bullshit, I'm the Messiah. I'm the return of the Christ. And I didn't come out no fucking cloud. I came through DNA. And I'm embodying the Legio Bishop. I'm here. If you hear my voice, my sheep will hear my voice. You hear me? My sheep will hear my voice. If you're listening to me, I'm coming through this being.
Hello.
Peace, God.
I don't really have a question to ask you regarding anything that I would say if I were praying. My question to you is, I understand that you say you heal people and you're able to answer all their questions, but why is it that it seems like everyone, and this is no disrespect, this is a real genuine question, why does it seem like everyone in your camp, and as long as they have been there for, has not healed? Why does it seem like they're still like in the same place, if not in a worse place than they were before? It seems like the only time that I've watched people heal is when they leave your camp. Like, why is it that the people that surround themselves with you doesn't seem like they're healing?
Because when you're healing, right? See, if you get a cut, right? When the body heals, it must first detoxify itself. It must first deal with the pain and the suffering in the healing process. What you are watching is a healing process. Real healing means that if there's traumas inside of you, you have to deal with them. And people struggle dealing with the traumas that come up that I show them. What you are seeing is an intense psychotherapy. When our people were sick from hundreds of years, to face your demons is an ugly process, baby. It's not easy. So when you get faced with your shit, it's gonna be ugly. It'll come out in your skin, it'll come out in anger. The demons gotta come up. And you have to address those demons and heal by understanding to change your perception about these things. I show you in your chart where your demons are at. And then if you sit still long enough, anywhere you go, there you are. Through other people around you, your demons come. Your triggers come. Let me turn this off for you so you won't be distracted by the comments.
Okay.
Listen to me. If you was to come to me and you said, I've come here to get enlightenment. You want enlightenment? Okay, first I'm going to show you knowledge of self through the 5 sciences, which is astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin, and grounding. I'm going to tell you who you are and show you with scientific facts who you are. Then, on top of that, I'm going to show you your demons. You ready to see your demons? Yeah, the demons, they're going to come out. So you would think that this was a toxic relationship. It might be me. It might be one of the other members here. But you would find your demons through another person. They will come out. They will come out. It will be some kind of drama that will happen that taps into your trauma. And once it come out, it's ugly. And when people see it, they're going to be like, oh. But the thing is, it's what needs to happen for it to come up for you to do the work. Now, some people stay. Some people say, like Malia, she's staying because she realized it's her. She's working on her demons. And when she gets weak, she it comes up. But you have to learn how to deal with it. You have to listen to my voice through the guidance. It's not easy. And most people run. You think that the people that leave here heal, but they don't heal. They're running from themselves and they're dressing themselves up to be something to the public that they're not really. The truth of the matter is they're running from self because I've shown them themselves. I've shown you what you are inside and all the pain and all the suffering that's in you. And when it comes out, it's so easy to point the finger, but the truth is you.
Understood. Now, another thing I have to ask is like, I noticed like in your videos, one of your methods of, I guess, healing people, is it to like degrade them? Like, do you have to bring them all the way down to like?
Sometimes.
Because
No, it's a shock to hear the truth so rapidly in front of you and be triggered. I trigger you, right? And I tell you the truth intense. so that it can evoke everything in you. You got two options to be like, yo, that's real. That's real. You could say that's abuse, but it's not. It's I'm helping you. I'm pushing you to show you and tell you everything you are in the moment, and also get you to go into self and be like, and not fight. Do not fight it. So many people want to fight it. So it gets intense in the moment. And it's intense. I have to bring out that trauma. I might channel your mother that abused you. I might channel your father that abused you. In that moment, I might curse you out. I might say to your demons, I might call them a bitch or a hoe. And I might, in that moment, it becomes very intense. For instance, in the Bible, when Peter said to Jesus, he said, when Jesus told Peter and the disciples that he was going to get crucified, Peter came to Jesus and said, no, none of that's happening to you. And he told Peter, he called Peter Satan. He said, Satan, get behind me. He wasn't talking to Peter. He was talking to the spirit that had arrived in Peter. He said, you do not have the mind of God, but only the mind of human, the mere human. So when Jesus called his own disciple, devil, you fucking devil, you Satan, get behind me, he reprimanded him. When you say reprimand, that means to strongly correct something. So I'm not talking to Malia, I'm talking to Malia's demons. When they come up, I'm talking to Malia's demons. I'm not talking to Malia and what she truly is. I'm talking to her demons and I'm rebuking them. Rebuke means to strongly reprimand.
Okay, now you are human just like us all, and you say you're a god, we're a god. With all that being said, do you feel like you still have trauma that you haven't healed from, just like just like a lot of people? Do you feel like there's trauma that you haven't healed from?
No, I've healed from all my traumas.
Do you still feel like you're a working progress?
No, I've healed from all my traumas. This is why I'm able to make an impact that I'm making. This is why I'm able to help people. If I didn't heal, you wouldn't pay attention to me. If I really didn't heal my traumas, you would not be paying attention to me. The reason why you pay attention to me, it's not for what you see online or the drama. It's something deeper within you that's connected to me. I have the answers for you to truly heal. And it's not, the reason why you keep watching me, it's not because, I watch you for the drama, entertainment. No, you're entertained. You know what entertainment? I'm entertained by what seems to be very interesting. Here is a pure-hearted being. And people are entertained by the transparency. They're entertained by the drama, but they know it's something deeper here. They know it's something deeper. They just, I have to give it to them. I have to feed them with milk. I can't give them the meat. I feed them milk.
I mean, like the reason why I continue watching you, I know like in the beginning it seemed very different. It seemed like it was like pure and you were, doing what you like to do with nature, and you feel like you had a good group of people with you at that time. And now when I watch, it's just not
it's the real. It's the real. If you go take ayahuasca and go to an ayahuasca ceremony, you're gonna see ayahuasca having people throw up, poop on themselves, people fucking crying, people fucking going crazy when they demons. See, white people actually doing the real work. We're sitting here fucking doing nothing. We're not even trying to work on our real issues. The real issues are going to bring out crying and fucking snot out your nose, and intensity and pain. You have to face that shit. You're painting over it. You're painting over it. You're not looking at the real. What's really there is that you're more broken than you ever can imagine. And if someone needs to come and trigger that shit so that can come up, so that you can see it, understand it, address it, and conquer it. And it's not going to happen with someone saying, nah, my fucking stay to you, or no, someone saying, oh, you're love, da 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 da. No, that's just part of it. That's part of it. There's another side of love. It's called tough love. The motherfucking universe will snatch everything from you and put you on your ass just so you can stop valuing things that don't really value. The universe will let you build your whole motherfucking world and tear it all the way fucking down and take it all from you just to humble you, just so that you can have a spiritual awakening. Just so you can see the real value of things. It's tough love in this universe. The universe will make you go broke and make your wife leave you and take your fucking kids and make your world, everything that seems like it's all together. It's all together, man, and just tear it all from you. Just to show you what you really are. And until you have a connection to what you really are, everything you do will feel like it's emptiness. It's nothing that will ever be able to make you happy because you're not connected to the divine God consciousness. You are connected to oneness. You are connected to the oneness of what you are. And until you connect back to that oneness, everything you do will feel like a sense of emptiness to it. It will not satisfy you until you are in tune with that God consciousness. That's all you're looking for. That's what all of us are looking for. We're looking for true happiness and don't know how to find it. You're not going to find it until you connect to the source of what you are through knowledge of self that I've given you. I'm giving you eternal life if you want to.
No, I'm not really like well aware of, like my spirituality, my calling, like what's for me. Like I get that. I could never come over to you.
No, you don't have to come over. You don't have to come over.
Looking for that, or come to you. Looking
but I'm going to tell you
that.
something. At the end of your life cycle, when you transition, this is being recorded. The internet is not what you think it is. The internet is actually the Akashic records.
Yeah.
It is not. It's connected to electricity. The internet. All of this is working. This is all in your DNA. All this is being recorded for you at the end of your life, so you can look back at it and realize what you're going to realize in this moment. And I want you to hear this so it plays back to you at the end of your life, that you were talking to your higher self. That you were actually talking to your fucking Messiah. You were talking to your higher self in this moment. And you
who are you?
And guess what? Guess what? You just could not see it because why? Because of how light bends in your mind. Through your astrological program, it won't allow you to hear me. It won't allow you to see me. I'm you. I'm waking you up out of this dream you're in. I'm trying to wake you up.
No, I'm already awake though. I'm already up.
You can't be awake. You can't be awake. If you was awoke, you would have came on here and you would have been like, I love myself. I fucking love myself.
I do, but I had genuine questions.
You would never question me if you was awoke. If you was awoke, you would be like, I love myself. There would be nothing else to say to me, but I love myself. I love myself.
No, that's true. But my question was, why does it seem like no one is healing?
But then you wouldn't even ask that because you knew what healing was.
No, it's because
the part of healing. How do you heal without detoxing? How do you heal without demons coming out? How do you heal? Listen to what I'm saying to you. I can give you the knowledge, but I cannot I can't make you use it. I can give you medicine, but I can't make you take it. So if I give you the knowledge and you're constantly struggling with your own demons, what you're watching over here is people constantly struggling with their own demons. They're not applying what I'm teaching them to their demons. See,
they're not healed. They're not healed.
No. Healing is a process. Healing is a process. It takes more. Sometimes it takes some people longer than others, which you don't know that.
No, I do know that.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is this: people, you give them the knowledge, but it's different when you have to apply it. You think you know everything right now, right? You know everything. You know all. Let me put you in a real
I know
situation.
a lot. I don't know everything.
Now listen. You know everything about that you need to know about spirituality, right? But you see, you sit in the lap of your little world you have there and your little comfort. But you haven't been tested. You haven't been tested. You haven't been tested. That knowledge that you think you have hasn't been tested. You think you are enlightened until you get everything snatched from you and everything. And you have to apply what you know to that every situation. It's harder to know something. It's harder to do than to know. You know, that's cool. You know, but what can you apply to when the real shit occurs? When you get emotionally triggered, when you're emotionally triggered, and you're really most of you don't even get in relationships because relationships mirror you to yourself. So when you get emotionally triggered, what happens? What do you do? Do you apply that knowledge that you know then? No, because you're not here.
Honestly, for me, like I'm still human, but I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm not emotionally triggered. Like I already know how to handle situations. Like I don't just react off my emotions. Like I'm not as young as you probably think I am, or whatever.
I don't think. I think that you're
Whatever
not
you call it.
enlightened
So, like,
enough. You're not
experience.
enlightened to know that I am your higher self.
I honestly would love to agree with you, but I can't, because the way
Okay.
I see you.
Well, remember
Because my higher self-
this moment. Remember this moment. Retarded. Peace, God.
Hey, how you doing, man?
All right, what's going on with you?
All right, my question is, I have a lot of spiritual gifts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, how can I tap into my gifts at a deeper level?
What kind of spiritual gifts do you have?
I can like see and hear and feel.
You're empath.
Correct.
Okay. So listen, are you a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn, but your moon sign might be in Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. You know what your moon sign is?
No, I don't.
Okay. All you need to do is get your astrology. Get your astrology board. Go to tarot.com. Write this down.
All right, let's grab my pen. All right, go ahead.
Listen. So go to tarot.com. TAROT.com.
Mm-hmm.
Get an essential birth chart report. It's called an essential birth chart report. Make a profile. Get a profile report. Get a profile. Once you get your essential birth chart report, I want you to read it, but I want you to pay attention to one thing that's very important. Your major aspects. Write this down. Pay attention to your major aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to write two things down. I want you to write angels
Mm-hmm.
as a category, and I want you to write demons as a category. Your angels will be this. Under the angel category, I want you to put three things. You ready? Put trine. These are your trines. Those are your trines. Put your sextiles.
Mm-hmm.
And put your conjunction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And your demons will be this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Your demons are going to be your squares, your quincunxes. Now, I put squares first. How you spell quincunx? Quin.
Mm-hmm.
Cun.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, X.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Listen, this is very important. When you go to your major aspects, when you get this chart, you're going to go to your major aspects. You're going to Google. It'll say Sun, Square, Pluto, right? I don't know if that's one of your aspects. But all of the squares are demons. These are things that create shadows in your mind that might be challenging. I want you to Google every one of them. Every one of your squares, your opposition. Did you put opposition?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, opposition is the last one. Opposition, squares, and quincunx. These are your challenges in life.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch this. When you do this, make sure you inbox me. It's gonna blow your mind how accurate this is.
Mm-hmm.
You do not understand. This is it. This is what they try to hide from you. Your quincunx, your squares, and your oppositions. These are your challenges in your natal chart. The chart costs $20. The best $20 you ever spend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So check this out. After you do that, you're going to read your angels. You Google your angels as well. All of the answers that you ask me, you're going to find them. Why, how do you tap in more, what your debilitations, your strengths, and your weaknesses are. As
Correct.
a person.
Correct.
Thank me later. Hey, what's your name?
Rashawn.
Hey, Rashawn. Hit my inbox when you get it, please. Because if you need a little guidance or you need help, you know what I mean, you need instructions again, hit my inbox again. I got you.
Right, because I have the gifts. The gifts is there, but I want to take it to a higher level, a deeper.
Well, you're gonna have to leave your environment. Your environment is hindering you. This is epigenetics. So you got to tap into nature.
Mm-hmm.
To heighten your senses, you have to go into your source. The source of what you are is nature. Nature is God. Okay? When's the last time you went out and put your feet on the ground? When's the last time you went out and
a couple
went
months.
camping?
Okay. Well, I always walk out because I did, learn about, walking on the ground with your bare foot and stuff. I did learn about that. It's been a while since I went camping, but I do walk, like, go to the beach, walk on the sand and stuff. So, I mean, I do that.
Do me a favor. If you want to really tap into your shit, go camping. Sleep in a tent. But make sure that you're touching the ground. Make sure when you sleep in, touch the ground. Spend at least a week outside. And by yourself, and journal everything that comes to you. Practice breathing. Don't eat no heavy food. Only eat organic fruits and veggies. Eat very little. They eat very little. If you really want to tap in, yeah, go get you a tent. Go outside.
Okay.
If you just go outside in the woods, in the forest, by yourself with a tent, no distractions. Nothing. Just journal what comes to you. Watch what happens. I would say give it a week or two, see how it feels. But, see what happens. Try to get by some water.
Okay.
Water's going to help you. If you live by like the beach or the river, if you find a place by some running water, either the beach or a river, find a creek, a beach, or a river, and go outside and sit there.
Okay.
Sleep there. Eat there. Separate yourself from everything. You gonna tap the fuck in.
Okay.
All right, I love myself.
Okay. My question to you: I know you say that you God, which I all believe that we have God in us.
No, it's not. It's not that I say I'm God.
Okay.
We are God.
Well, we are God. Okay. Yeah.
I say we God. Now, when I say God, there's two definitions of God. The first definition of God is good. That's righteous. That's what we call good. God in us. We say, oh, there's God in all of us. We're saying there's good in all of us.
Okay.
And the opposite of good is what? The devil.
Bad. Correct.
So the bad. That's the devil. So you got the devil in you and you got God in you, right?
Right.
But the universal definition of God is everything. Everything is God. Nothing cannot be God.
Right. Okay.
In the beginning was the Word, which is thought, and the thought was with God, and the thought was God. The same in the beginning with God. All things were made by thought, and without thought, nothing was made that was made. So our minds, our thinking, we are God. We thought ourselves into existence, and we are God's. When the Big Bang, boom, it broke itself into many pieces of itself. So we are God talking to itself, trying to be enlightened into the oneness of what we all are. So me and you are talking to each other, acting like we don't know that. And the only thing that doesn't allow us to know that is our egos. Our egos create separation, which creates existence. Without our egos, we cannot exist, because to exist is to have an opposition or something contrast to you. So if everything was one and we all was one and we knew we was one, we would be everything and everything would be nothing. And if we're nothing, then we don't exist. So to exist, we have to separate ourselves to actually have an existence. So I'm talking to myself as God, the oneness, the one being that we all are. It's talking to itself through both of us.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
So once you realize this and you break that veil for yourself, because I'm intellectualizing something that you have to experience. You have to experience that breaking of the veil between you and me so that you can truly be enlightened. It's the only time you're truly enlightened when you tap into that Christ conscious, that oneness that we all are. And then when you go back to life, nothing else matters. There's nothing else matters but your connection to that oneness. The connection to know that you are one with everything and everything is you is your complete bliss. That's the ecstasy of life. Everything else is just a waste of your time just to enlighten you into that oneness. So when we say God, we're talking about good. But there's good in all of us, and there's evil in us. And
correct.
Evil. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. No, that's what I wanted to know.
That's what you want to know?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm thankful for calling. Thankful. As we start to talk sense and knowledge, you see the numbers go down. Because Black people are not interested in knowledge of self. The entertainment. Do you know why they're into entertainment? Because it allows them to distract themselves from self-awareness. We don't want to take responsibility and have self-awareness. We don't want to look at self. We rather point the finger at another motherfucker rather than look at ourselves. Anytime you start talking peace, love, understanding, you know what I'm saying, equality and all this stuff, them niggas just be, oh, I don't want to hear this shit. But you would never stop watching me, and I would continue. I will continue to give you the knowledge that I give you, regardless, even in milk form.
Good, Chief.
No weapon formed against me will prosper. Remember I told you that.
Connection is bad.
As your Messiah, I'm telling you, no weapon formed against me will prosper. It will form. This is why they always fail. They always fail. No matter what they do, they fail. Your lower self, because there is no separation, are sent to you. It says, behold, I prepare a table for you in front of thine enemy, so that your enemy will be your footstool. So your lower self is only being utilized to promote you. They will form the weapon, but the weapon will never prosper. This is why I always come out on the other side winning. I always win in the end, because at the end of the day, it will form, because it's a story and it has to have some kind of action to it. Good. It's alive. It's fun. It's adventurous. I love it. But it will never prosper, because what you depict about me is not true. I am complete love. I'm complete love and pure light, pure consciousness. And that's what you are too. That's what we all are. You can cast the shadows from which the light beams itself, but it's not truth. You are complete love, and that's the end of it. There is nothing you can do wrong. You are the one that keeps yourself in captivity of what is a hell state of mind. You don't have the identity of self, and that's what keeps you in a hell. Okay? Hell is not knowing what you are and living in that world of not knowing what you are. When you know what you are, and you know what we all are, nothing can bound you to hell. You couldn't stay in hell because you have too much knowledge and consciousness. You would beam yourself the fuck out of that motherfucker. You'll figure it out. And look at the war. Look at the war between self. Look at it. The ones that don't know who they are send hate, disrespect. And guess what? I can cast a shadow back. I will beam a shadow back right back to your ass, motherfucker. Fuck you. You see that? Woe unto you, motherfuckers. Bitch. I'm talking to myself. We all talking to ourselves, dog. That's it. We're God talking to himself. Play the game. Let's have some fun. You want entertainment? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Oh, actually talking to this dude, bro. I've been watching you for a couple of years now, man.
Hey, what's going on? How you feeling, Gary? Your name's Gary, right?
Yes, that is. But yeah, I didn't have any questions, man. But you know, as I've been watching your journey and everything, and you know, things that unfold, I just want you to know that a lot of people are have the wrong perception of what you're doing, and I see what the white man sees, which is Black unity. That's what I see what you're doing, and I think that if more people were to understand that,
Wait, repeat that again.
I see what the white man sees, which is Black unity, which is what you're doing, which is very threatening to them. So yeah, I just want to know. I understand that. Sorry.
Let's put this out there. A white woman came to me and said, Chief, they were saying in the chat that God only loves Black people. And they said, God only loves Black people. Now, Gary, you see your shadows in the chat? You see how? Hey, watch this, Gary. Gary, watch this, Gary. Gary, watch this. Those are, it's like looking in the mirror, Gary, right? And seeing your thoughts pop up. Everything that you ever doubted in yourself, everything that you ever feared. And you can see all kind of thoughts because we have all kind of thoughts in ourselves. So it's just a reflection of you. When you look in these comments, you hear something say, look at, they criticize you. Look how mean they being, right? You see how mean they being, right? That's abusive, isn't it? And I know it doesn't affect you. I know it doesn't affect you because you know who you are.
No disrespect. I did not come to you for knowledge. I'm very knowledgeable myself. I'm in the process of building my own platform. I just want you to know that I see you and see what you're doing. These people don't bother me. I've been through all stuff. I know exactly how people are. People are very insecure, and number one, people are very unreasonable. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to see evidence of the truth. And this recent election has shown us that. These people don't bother me.
Right.
Yeah, these people don't bother me at all. Go ahead. What did Cat Williams say? If you got 12 haters, that means you're doing something right. You can hate on me. Go ahead. Hate on me. Hate on the lineup. Go ahead. These people don't bother me. Not at all. So, but yeah, I consider myself very reasonable. I'm willing to listen to whatever anyone has to say. I'm willing to listen to any criticism people have of me that are reasonable. I'm not going to listen to someone who doesn't read. If I ask you what's the last book you read and you can't give me a title, I already know what category to put you in.
Wait, I haven't read a book in I don't know how long. What category would you put me in?
Well, I didn't know that about you. What's
yeah,
the last
I don't read books. I don't read books.
You don't read, bro?
Mm-mm.
Bro, knowledge is the easiest thing to attain for a black man. That's why they don't want us to read.
Listen.
Why they put shit in, why they didn't want slaves to read and they gave you the Bible. You gotta always keep reading something. Something. You gotta keep reading, bro.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Every book that was written came from someone's mind.
Okay.
I'm going to say this again.
I heard you the first time.
Every book that was written came from someone's mind. It came from somewhere. Where do you think it comes from? Where do you think all knowledge comes from?
I think it's a more in-depth question than that because everybody has different paths. Everybody's been treated differently in their life. I read a lot of black literature.
But where does all knowledge stem from?
Where does all knowledge? I think
What's
knowledge.
The source of all knowledge?
What's the what of all knowledge?
What's the source of all knowledge?
Actually, I didn't vote. The source of all knowledge, I think, knowledge can come from anywhere. I think it's a more in-depth question than that. Knowledge can come from anywhere.
Okay, so
experiences, it can come from learning from people. You can learn. I believe you can learn anything from anyone, even if it's I'm not going to fuck with you.
Okay, so the point I'm making is the source of all knowledge is DNA. DNA is the source of all knowledge. We only are expressions of genetic code. Our minds, how we view reality, is a simulation stemming from DNA, which is very important to understand. The wisest people do not go to college. The wisest people do not read books. Let me finish, God. Go ahead, Gary. You want to finish, right?
No, go ahead. I'm just adding.
The wisest people do not go to college. The wisest people do not read books because the wisest people tap into the source of all knowledge, or where all knowledge comes from, which is their own DNA. This is why it's important for us to eat the right food, connect to the earth, connect to our source, because you can't teach a lion how to be a lion. A lion don't have to read a book to know how to be a lion. There's no animal in nature that has to read about something to understand what it is. It just knows what it is, because you have to understand this. You can't teach, no one can teach you who you are and what you are. You either know because you have the information, meaning that it formulates from within you. The knowledge of self formulates within you, because that's where all information comes from, or knowledge comes from. Information that comes from your DNA. Your mind, everything that you express comes from your genetics. This is why you shouldn't eat genetically modified food, because it's genetically modifying your mind or your thoughts. You smoke genetically modified weed because it's genetically modifying your DNA, which is your mind. Now let me finish the last part. With that being stated, it would behoove you to be the book rather than read the book. Because when you are reading other people's thoughts, it will take you forever to tap into what you're supposed to tap into. The fastest way to gain knowledge of self is through self-awareness, which means through the body, through cleansing the body, going into nature, detoxifying the blood, detoxifying the body, and allowing yourself to connect to the source, which is nature, connecting yourself to source, and allowing all the knowledge that you're supposed to have, that you came here with. You are a cell. You came here with a message. You came here with information that will start to formulate within you. You will have premonitions that will maybe lead you to a book as a reference to what you know already. You will have premonitions, and then things will come to you. Maybe a book will come to you, but this book will only be a reference to what you already knew, to actually give you a support to what you already knew. It will be a reference. It won't be, the book won't be something that you learned in. It'll be something that reiterates what you already formulated from within you. And when you read it, it says, oh, wow, this just confirms what I've already intuitively, because this is where real knowledge comes from, intuition. That's intuitive knowledge. That is the greatest knowledge on the planet. And then you read the book and you're like, oh, wow, this person tapped into this information as well. But if you want to get your individual path and your individual information, what's going to feed your soul, you have to cleanse your body. Because you clean your DNA, you get plenty of sunlight, you drink the right food, you eat your fruit, you eat your food organically, and you connect to the earth, you will be enlightened.
I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm actually in the process. I'm editing my own book right now. And as far as to other things you were saying, like I agree with that. But we don't make the rules. That's not the world we live in. We live in a world where whoever has the most knowledge is gonna be able not to get the furthest, but whoever is. I'm trying to get a good way to phrase it. Let me go inside, bro. My dog is kissing me.
No, it's like,
Right.
Gary.
Gary. Like 14 years old. You can creep up on him, but you see the neighbors walking across the street. No, what I'm saying is that I do agree with what you're saying, but in the world we live in today, the mechanical world, it's not that the rules aren't like that. Like I know that you came into money a while ago, and I remember you said you didn't spend it the way you had, but for us living in the system, it seems like you have to do something to go above and beyond just to get away. You know, because I've been there when I've lived check to check, you know, and I'm like, I'm behind on rent, but it's only like $200, and then that eventually adds up. And it's like, how you gonna eat organically, or, you know, because organic food does cost more. And these things, and these are stuff that you have to, some of the stuff that you have to order. You can't just go to Walmart. They're not, or Target, and they're not selling organic food like that. You know, so I do understand, but I'm now getting into a position where I can be able to, you know, like you, talk to people and things of that sort. Writing my own book. Yeah, it's just in the world we live in today, and I've gone through this world so much without knowledge. You know, I was very deeply under that Deus Ex Machina mindset, which a lot of people are, which has been implanted in them by television, which is the #1 agent of socialization. You know, like you were saying, people like the drama. You know, that's what attracts them, and that comes from reality shows. You know, we've gone from, you know, shows that promote black knowledge to shows that promote our destruction. You know, so I'm looking at one of the same thing. Oh man, bro, how do you put up with all these people? How do you just put up with all these ignorant people?
It's actually an exercise. It's a mental exercise.
I see. I was a little nervous when I first got on, but it's like, if I plan on doing what I'm doing, and I had somebody ask me, one of the women I'm dating asked me about my book, and they said, oh, well, why don't you write it a script? And I told her, because I'm not trying to speak to everyone. I'm trying to speak to people who are already on that path. I'm not trying to gain new people. I'm not trying to convince anybody to do anything they don't want to do. You know, people have to want to do something. So, yeah, they have to want to do something, you know. It comes from that self-drive. And
well, thanks for calling in, Gary.
I hope to talk to you again.
They're only fucking with you, bro.